welcome to Sudoku Planet. This is another Sudoku of lines summing to circles, which is a little bit harder than the previous one. So it's based on the previous one in that it's a similar starting point with these circles and lines here, but it gets a bit harder to solve the Sudoku at the end because I've given you less information than the other one. So we'll see how it goes. If you'd like to try it yourself, there's a link below. Click on and pause this video and come back if you have a problem. The only difference in the rules here, the lines still add to the circle, the x's add to 10, the v's add to 5, but all x's are shown in this video, which means that if that is a 6, that can't be a 4, or there would be an x there in between. So we can use that negative constraint possibly to our advantage. Alright, we'll start with doing some colours. That line has to add to that circle, and that circle and that line go together. That one can't add, oh, I've muffed it already. That one can't go to that one, so it has to go to that one. Oh, I'm doing it again, goodness me. That one goes to that one, and that one goes to pink, goes to that one, and that goes to that. Probably don't really need to colour them in this one, but it just makes it a bit more obvious. Alright, so we'll put in the numbers now for the V. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they all have to be either a 2, 3 or a 1, 4 pair. Okay, that one there now can't be a 1, 4 because of that one, so that's a 2, 3 pair, that's a 7, 8. This one here also has to be a 1, 2, 3, 4 because that can't add up to any more than 9. So that 1, 2, 3 means that's a 4. That's now not a 1, 4, it's a 2, 3, but that is definitely a 9. Now these ones over here, by the same token, they have to be a 1, 2, 3, 4 because they can't add up to more than 9. This one here, oops, why is there a 1, 2, 3, 4 in there? This one here has to be, it can't be a 9 because those two have to add up to that one, it can't be an 8 because those two have to add up to that one, and that can't be a 1, so that can only be a 6 or a 7, which means 5 plus 1 is 6, 5 plus 2 is 7, so that can't be a 3 or a 4, so that has to be a 9 or an 8. That has to be a, it can't be a 1, it can be a 2 or a 3, and it can't be a 4, or that would be too big for this one, and that one has to be an 8 or a 9. Oops. It has to be an 8 or a 9, which means that's a 1 or a 2, and that one has to be a 7 or an 8. Now, by the same logic we used last time, if that's a 2, then that would add up to 7. And if that's a 7, that would have to be a 2. And then we'd have a 2 there and a 2 there, which we can't have. So that has to be a 1. That's a 9. Now that gives us, that can't be a 1, 4. That's got to be a 2, 3. That now has to be a 1, 4. Which has to pair with that one, which has to be a 1, 4. So that now has to be 4. And that has to be a 1. And that has to be a 2, 3. So that's similar to the other one that we started with. There's a pair that I missed there, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that we have the 1, 4 there, that eliminates 1, 4 there. So that one has to be a 2, 3 pair, which is loses 7, 8 there. And this one can't be a 1, so that can't be a 4, but we haven't eliminated the 4 from there yet. So actually, we can eliminate the 2, 3. That actually has to be a 4. That's a 4, that's a 1, which means that's a 9. So it looks like, oh, there's a 7, 8, and a 5 there. And a 9 there. And that one there has to be a 7, 8. Now we look like we don't have a lot more information, but there are some things that you can put in which will make this come out quite well. So this here has to be a 2-8 or a 3-7. It can't be a 1-9, it can't be a 4-6. That one there, by the same token, has to be a 2-8 or a 3-7. Now that can't be a 2-3 because of those two. Oh, so I did that wrong. Go back. Those two can't be a 2-3. So that one has to be a 2-3. That can't be a 7-8. And that leaves. That's the same. That doesn't help us there just yet. What else can we do at the moment? This has to be a 5. Oh, that one has to be a 7 or an 8. That leaves a 5-6 here. Now we don't know what they are at this stage. We'll just put in the 5-6 and the 5-6. Does that help us in this row here? Yes, that means that one has to be a 5-6. That's not bad. In this row here, we've got 2, 3, 7, 8. The only thing missing there, I think, is a 6. Yes. So that means that has to be a 6. And that has to be a 5. And that leaves us with 1, 7, 8 to go there. Oh, sorry, not 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Sorry. 4, 7, 8 to go there. So the 4 can't go there. So the 4 has to go there. And down here we have a 6 and a 5. And now what does that leave us in here? A 1 and a 7 and an 8. Here now, because we've got 2, 3, 7, 8 in this row, I should have done it before. That means this one here has to be a 6, 9 pair. That's all that's left now. Now it looks like we don't have enough information, but I think we actually do. This one here can be 1, 9. Can't be an 8, 2 because of that. It can't be a 7, 3 because of that. Can it be a 6, 4? It can be a 6 there and a 4 there, but not the other way around because of these two. So that's all that gives us at the moment. Can we get any other numbers in here? What about this one here? It can't be a 2, 3, 7, 8. It can't go 9, 1 there or there, because there's a 9 there and there. So it has to be. Oh, actually it could be, because that could be either one of those. It could be a 2, 3, 7, 8. In fact, does it have to be a 2, 3, 7, 8? Can it be a 6, 4? We know now that we know that one's a 6 from there. So that can't be a 6. It could be a 6, 4 there, I think, though. Now, what else could we do? That has to be add up to that one. That could be a lot of things at this stage. This one here, what can this be? This can't be a 1, 9. Can be a 2, 8 possibly. 2 can't go there because of this. So it could be an 8. Oops, that could be an 8, 2 like that. 7 can't go there, but it could be a. Sorry, the 3 can't go here because of that. That could be a 7, 3. Can't be a 9, 1. Can be a 6, 4 as well. So that's not especially helpful either. What else can we do here? That one there has to be a 5. Well, that's an obvious one I didn't put in earlier. Does that help at all? It tells us that and that. That says there has to be a 5 in one of those. I'm not sure which yet. What else are the 5s? No, can't tell anything from that. The 1s there and there means there has to be a 1 there somewhere. Not sure if that's useful. Could be a 1, 9, but it might not be. Actually that can't be a 1. Just remember, I forgot about the rule that I told you about. The x's, all the x's are shown, so that can't be a 1 next to a 9. There we go, so that's, whoops, that's not a 1. How many times am I going to do this? That's not a 1. What else have we got? That can't be a 9. Is there any other negative rules like that that I haven't seen? That one can't be a 1 because it's next to a 9. So that's not a 1. Aha! And that gives us a 7, 8 pair. So that has to be a 1, which means that's not a 1. Oh my goodness, I keep doing that wrong. That's not a 1. That means the 1 has to be there. That was brilliant. So without that negative constraint, it would be very difficult to do. So that tells us that that's a 9. And that's now a 3. That's a 2. An 8. A 7. 8. 2. 3. 7. 3. That one's a 2. Still don't know, that's 7, 8. Oh yes, that's an 8 now. There's a 10. That's a 7. And that's an 8. Well, that made a big difference. So that's a 6. So that's a 9. And that one now has to be not a 3 and not a 6. So that has to be not a 7 and not a 4. And that's not an 8, so that can't be a 2. Well, that changed things a little bit, didn't it? That's a 3, that's a 2, that's an 8. What else have we got? That's a 7 now. Aha! So that's a 3, that leaves this as a 2 and an 8. And that, I think, leaves, we can't have 9, 1, can't have 8, 2, that leaves, can't have 6, 4, so there has to be 7, 3. That gives us this one here. And that leaves us with a 4, 5 pair there. There's now 2 and a 3. And what goes in here in this row? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be a 5, 6, 9. So it'll be 5, 6, 9. 5, 6, 9. 5, 6, 9. The 9 can't go there. It can't go there. So the 9 has to go there. That's not a 9. Now I've got a 5, 6 pair. What else can go in here? 4, 5, 6, 8. 4, 5, 6, 8. I don't think that's going to help much. What goes in here? There's a 2, a 3, there's a 4, and a 5 goes in there. That one's not a 2. I don't think we can do much with that at this stage. Yes, I can. 6 and 4. You can't have 6 and 4 there because that would be an X in between them. So that tells me that that one's a 5. And that's a 4. Therefore that's a 5, and that's a 2, that's a 6, and we're left with a 4, 8 pair there. That's a 5, that's a 2, that's an 8, that's a 5, and that's not a 5. Okay. This is all just falling into place nicely. That's an 8. 2, 8, 3, 7, no, there's just nothing useful there. What else do we have? What can go here, here, and here? Now we can have a, like that, a bit quicker. We can have a 1, there's a 2, 3, 4, there's a 5 missing, and there, isn't there? No, there's not a 5 missing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's a 6, and a 7 missing. Okay, so that's not a 6. Oops, not that one. That one's not a 7. That one's not a 6. Oh, I left the thing on that clip. Okay, that one's not 7. That one's not a 6. So 1, 6, and 7 to add up to 8 has to be a 7 or a 2, which it can't be, or a 3, which it can't be. So it's got to be a 7. That has to be a 7. That has to be a 1. And that's a 6. That's a 7. That can't be a 6 now, so that can't be a 4. So we've got a 1, 9 pair there, and that leaves 1, 2, 3, 4 for there. Okay, that should give us this one now. 1, 2, we need a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to go in there. The 7 goes there, 6 goes there. What goes in here now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And obviously there's a 7 there, so that's a 6. Should look at that first. There's a 4 in that row. Now maybe if we just fill these in, it might just give it to us. That could be a 2, a 3, or a 6. Yep, that one has to be the 2, that has to be the 3, and that has to be the 6. In this row we have to have, oh, it should be easy to do this one because it's only 2. We have to have a 1 or 1, 2, 3, 4. What's missing there? 1 or a 5, I think it is. 1 or a 5, yeah, that's right. And that has to be a 1 there and a 5 there. Now this row, oh, that's fixed up that one. Oops. That's a 9 now, that's a 1. What's left in this row then? 1, 2, there has to be a 3, which has to go there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an 8, which has to go there. In this row, 1, 2, 3, there's a 4, which must go there, and 9, which must go there. And there we go, it's done. That wasn't too much trickier, but a little bit different, and the negative constraint thing was very useful, so don't forget to use that. And that's all for now. I'll see you next time.